Welcome to the first official Hangover Podcast. I'm your one host, Kyle, and this is the other host.
I am the other one host, Dan. What's going on?
He's enjoying his vape.
And my hangover cure.
So everyone, so you want to talk about Battlefront 2?
Yeah, but people are saying that they want to ban that game.
They want to ban Battlefront?
Yeah, they want to ban Star Wars Battlefront 2.
Why?
Because they say it is moving into online gambling territory.
I really fail to see how that would even be the case.
I don't really know.
There's no games that I've even seen that have even like given you the ability to even gamble online with real money. But I mean, I'm not saying that they don't exist. I'm just saying that I have yet to see them. So
there's a bunch of people with pitchforks that are, just signs and
grab your torch and pitchforks. Like,
they're standing outside of, of the video game developing offices. Just stop this game. Stop this game.
What? So what is there's a gamble option in Battlefront 2?
Well,
that sounds. I'm not gonna lie. That doesn't sound like you're well informed.
No, it's hilarious. The whole thing's hilarious. But it's because if you. Okay, there's a character that you want, or a gun mod that you want, or a gun that you want. You don't have to go through the game and earn that gun. You can just buy it. You can just spend a lot of money in the PSN store. I assume. I haven't played it yet, but the PSN.
You're paying cash.
Money, yeah.
You're you're paying money for
like buying a PSN card
or
an Xbox Live card, and paying real money in the game to unlock characters, unlock weapons, unlock weapon mods, unlock maps.
If that is the case, then that means that every rich boy in America is going to be way ahead of everybody else that's trying to work hard at actually, making their video game experience, actually feel like it's achieving something.
Yeah, they're going to be super boss at Star Wars.
Because, all right, because, you mentioned something to me earlier about, hey, I want to talk to you about something about Battlefront, and originally what I thought you were going to say was just the game itself, because I actually somebody let me borrow Battlefront this past year, and just the prerequisite with this is that I actually have had a huge love for the game even when it was on the PS2, and I think
that was the first one.
Yeah, the first gen of Battlefront.
You borrow.
Yeah, and the thing. Well, no. I actually owned Battlefront when it was on the original gen.
Oh, okay.
The newest one was the one that they let me borrow it, and I was like, okay. I actually didn't even touch it, and this is the reason that I didn't touch it was because there was I can't remember what video it was, but it was actually a member of a band that I follow basically was told that they were sent the game from the gaming company, and they said, hey, give us a great review on Twitter.
Okay.
And he said...
That's pretty boss.
And what he said was that he was like, I will give you a great review if you deserve a great review. I'm not going to... He's like, I will be honest about how I feel about it.
I'm going to play the game. What I feel is what I feel.
Right, because the original Battlefront had a couple things. This is all circling back to what you said. Is that the original Battlefront had... it had a main campaign you could play, and then I say it had online. And if it didn't, it wouldn't shock me. But the thing is that I never played online. I'm more of a campaign person.
Yeah, me too. If a game has a super good story mode, oh my god, I'm in.
No, and that's with games like The Last of Us and Uncharted. those are all not
BioShock,
BioShock. Yeah, all those But the thing is, even with Fallout, that has a great campaign, but it also has a great open world feel to it. And the thing is that with Battlefront. Was when it came out, the first one, it got terrible reviews because, first off, you have to pay to play on PlayStation now, which is completely left field from where it was on the previous consoles. Which is, to me, it's like Xbox Live. They were like, oh, it's I get better service and stuff. It's like, well, okay, but the thing is that we're not paying to play, so we don't really expect much out of it.
Yeah, every single time.
Right, so, but, the thing is that now that things have moved forward... You have PS4, you have Sony and you have Microsoft both, having pay to play for online. And even actually the other day, my brother was complaining about it. He was saying that, he was like, yeah, I bought Destiny, but he's like, I can't even play it because I don't have online.
Right.
And it's so. so it's one of those things where it's like, all that being said, I don't want to get too sidetracked, but the point is that I feel like there is a section of gaming that really that the ball has been dropped, so to speak, because it's one of those things where it's like, you know, I want to be able to just plug in my game and play and not worry about being connected to the world.
Like I was saying, like when I mentioned to you earlier what I wanted to talk about, and then you went on like, oh, do you remember when most game, like when they started making games on, like you had to have online to play that video game. You can go buy the video game, and then you can't play it if you went home and you don't have internet access.
Yeah, exactly. And that's because that's what's happening, especially with games like Battlefront now. If I'm not mistaken, Battlefront 2 has had that same issue. But
exactly.
So not only do they have that strike against them, but now if you're loaded, you can, you know, upgrade instantaneously. And it's like, dude, like that takes away for me the entire process of like, you know, like what it means to be a gamer.
Right, exactly.
It's like, because it's, I mean, if that is genuinely what they're doing, then it's like, you know, hopefully they fix it, and I think that there should be at least enough of a crowd of people that will essentially bitch about it, because even with Mass Effect, like at the ending of Mass Effect 3, people lost their minds and they were so angry at the ending that they released a DLC to basically appease the
I
fans.
heard about it.
So with that being said, is that with Battlefront, like, you know, it's like if there is an angle of this game where you have, or like not have to, but if you can pay to basically get these extra characters, it's like, dude, like you, like if, like for instance, if Darth Maul was one of the characters that like was like the highest ranking things, almost like a prestige or something that you do on Call of Duty. If you had the mentality of, okay, I'm going to basically kick the crap out of this game, and I've earned using that dual-wielded lightsaber.
Which I love to do. That's the whole point.
It's you work your arse off to get to that point, and they're basically giving a shortcut for people that it's like, but hey, guess what? If you have money, you can just buy it.
Yeah, you can just become a level 100 on level 1 if you want, and just be in God mode the whole time. Which I know you can do on the Xbox One, which I tried. My brother has an Xbox One, and I have played Fallout all the way through 100%. Fallout 4 100% without using any codes, anything.
Right, you've went through it like a real gamer should do.
Yeah, but on the Xbox One, he can mod it to God mode, which I do like, because during the combat sequences, every 10 seconds in Fallout 4, you can actually pay attention to your surroundings and get more of the storyline around you, because there's a lot of lore,
and it's
and, you know,
because I mean, I think that, like, I have, like, for instance, I didn't finish any of the Grand Theft Auto games from 3 to San Andreas, because I didn't play 4 or 5, which I never had anything against them. I just didn't like it. That was just not where my gaming was at that point, because I was more of like, I want story driven games, like I said, like Naughty Dog is my go-to.
Oh yeah.
So, but anyway, but the thing is that, like, I found myself liking to play with all the cheat codes in Grand Theft Auto, because everybody does that. It was
fun as hell.
And like they designed the game to basically be hacked out.
I can drive a tank.
Yeah, right.
You know,
and
like, back then that was the best thing ever.
What was it? The picture on Facebook that showed the giant, like, you know, jet in the middle of the highway, and it said, "Oh crap, wrong cheat."
Someone put in the wrong code to spawn a jet.
Yeah, and it's one of those things where it's like, you know, that I understand, but it's like, you know, I mean, those games were meant to be essentially hacked out and cheated and stuff, but like when you see the ability to, like I said, I'm soaking this in as reality now, is that it's like, you know, if you you can
buy your way through a game.
Yeah, that's not how a game should be.
If you have enough money, you can just beat the game right off.
Yeah, I don't find that to be appealing whatsoever. Like not at all.
Well, I wanted to tell you a story about San Andreas. I never beat San Andreas. I played halfway through the story mode, and
oh god, it was fantastic.
My friend Tony across the street, which was like the older kid.
Yeah.
He sold me for $15 his memory card for a PS2 that had the game already beat. So I paid $15, which kind of goes with what we're talking about.
Well, but the thing is that you didn't pay for it. You just had a mutual friend that was like, you take this. Like,
it was hilarious. Like, it was so... Like, it was the best thing ever at that point in my life, being 9 years old.
Right.
So... But just buying your way through a game though. But I don't think it's like online gambling territory.
No, I wouldn't put it as gambling.
I wouldn't ban the game for that.
No, I don't think that it's fair to say it that way. But in the same hand, it's like, it's kind of like you have the ability for this to be handed to you on a silver platter, and it's like I don't think that that's a right way to do gaming. I think that the other like for me, gaming should just essentially start from its roots, because I'm a very big advocate of if it ain't broke, don't fix it,
Right.
kind of a thing. And it's like so it's like you're taking away the idea of being able to level up and basically earn your way through a game.
Right. That's what it's about.
Because I mean, like, that's one thing that pissed me off so much about like playing like Modern Warfare 2. Like, I don't know if you've ever tried to actually play online on Modern Warfare 2 like within the past like 5 years. It's ridiculous. People have hacked out that thing so much to where like you can like commando people from like a mile away, and like it's just like it takes the fun out of it. It's like
just they're super overly powered.
Yeah, and they're basically the Superman of gaming. It's like Superman. It's like, oh, this atmosphere makes me strong. Whatever. It's like, dude, like no, like it's like you're completely overpowered. It's not fun anymore. Like, and it's and if you want to get some credibility about being like 50 out of the world, then whatever.
Right.
But,
yeah.
I don't know.
But you're still buying the shit to do it.
Right, and so I don't know. Like, what I will say is that Battlefront for me has never really stood much ground for me in the past couple years, just because of the route that they went with it was that they wanted to make a strict multiplayer online game.
Right.
And they didn't have a campaign. And the thing is that especially with the new story modes and stuff storylines that we have with the new movies that are coming out, with like especially like an entire game based around like Rogue One.
Oh, they revamped that whole brand, and they're coming in hard with it.
Yeah, and the thing is like think about that. Rogue One would have been a fantastic PlayStation game.
Yeah,
and it's like if they like to have a campaign
straight to theaters,
Yeah, right. So it's one of those things where it's like I have kind of strayed away from it, and actually I didn't even say this before, was that the game Battlefront, the first one, I actually didn't even play it when they let me borrow it, because I saw all these reviews coming out, and to find out that, like I said, the member of this band, which is a well-known band, but the thing, I'm not gonna like be like, oh, it was him, but it was just, I mean, if you do enough digging on YouTube, you can pretty much find out who it was. But the thing is that he basically was like, dude, like they are basically begging me to give them a great review, and it's like, dude, like I don't think that's like that's not how you promote yourself. That's not how you make a good thing, So now, on the flip side of it is that you can make a sequel to a game and make it better, and then you can improve on everything you did. And Uncharted did that very, very thing with the very first game, because the first game wasn't perfect, but it was like, hey, we have the start of something good here. Let's perfect it. And the second one got 10 out of 10.
Or was it Disney who bought Star Wars?
Yeah.
Okay, so Disney I knew
Star
somebody
Wars,
bought it and whatever.
Yeah, Disney,
I'm a huge Star Wars fan.
Disney is the main, like, they own everything.
Yeah,
literally everything. Yeah,
but they are doing shit that George Lucas would never dream of.
And I would argue that it's better that they would.
Yeah, I mean, totally took the brand, and I thought it was a bad decision, honestly, when I heard that somebody was I forgot it was Disney, but when I heard that at the time, I probably knew at the time.
Well,
that Disney bought them. I thought they were gonna just totally commercial and just ruin it.
Well, I think
like
that
I love Pixar, but just totally commercial and everything. But they were taking it so much further.
Well, I mean, the one hand of this too is that the guys that own Disney and like the people that have been a part of their board meetings and stuff, it's like they know what they're doing in a sense. Now, that's not to say that there's not just people that are chucking money at crap. Because it's like that still happens.
They know what they're doing.
But in the same hand, too, it's like, you look at it, and people were, like, worried that Disney was going to do a bad job with everything and stuff. And it's like, dude, like, Disney knows how to make their money. And it even comes down to, like, I'm a huge Boy Meets World fan. So then we talked about that before.
Me too, dude. That's
so,
my favorite show.
So, it's one of those things where, like, I know that's not a show that, everybody...
Other than Degrassi, that was my favorite show.
Right. But, no, for instance, Will Friedle actually talked about this at one point, that he talked about that Disney knows how to make their shows and how to make them cheap.
Right.
Because that's where they save money. They make a lot of revenue on things. So it's like, is that a crappy thing? kinda like, but in the same hand too, it's like like you kind of gotta you have
But
to.
they
give
know
them,
how to make a brand. They really do.
right, and
like
so
they know how to revamp a brand and make a brand from scratch.
Well, dude, even think about this too. Is that there was a game that actually a friend of mine showed me. This was like 8 years ago, and it was actually a Star Wars based game that was built a lot like how Uncharted was built.
Just open world, kind of story driven, but
it was one. Not it wasn't open world. Basically, what it was that the really intense cinematics, like the entire thing. I'm building this for everybody that's not looking right now. But basically, what it was that it took place on a planet like Coruscant, where you had an entire like pit that was in the middle of the planet, and you were a part of a cargo crew that was transmitting.
Had to work your way out of it.
No. It was you had to, basically the ship.
I didn't
was
play this.
No, nobody did because it was a beta that was put out. That was put out. If we find it, I'll put a link to it below. But the thing is that it was such an awesome idea because it took place in the exact same universe as Star Wars. But it was kind of like this, like, another galaxy and like even further away. We're like, but anyway, so what it was that the ship was lowering into this almost endless kind of pit that basically
in a planet
that had almost like cities built around this pit. It was really weird. Like
total Star Wars kind of physics.
Yeah.
It's a giant pit with a city built into the walls.
Right.
They totally do that.
So now get this. And the entire time during this gameplay, the prisoner on this ship as it's lowering is like there's people that are like, trying to break into it to break him out, and you actually had to fight them off. And there was even a point that you were on top of the ship holding on for dear life while shooting them. And it was it was intense, it was cinematic, and we were like I remember my friend and I were both like, dude, this is insane. And that was the moment that new ownership came over Star Wars and LucasArts, and they halted all games and stopped them.
That would have been so awesome.
Now, get this. Later on, they created Battlefront, which was a total failure. Right. And they didn't even go anywhere near that. It was literally like, basic cookie cutter online play. You're Luke,
Did they
but
come
you have a
out with the
whole,
kind of you don't need to work for it, you can just buy it?
No.
Resurface their brand?
No, I think that if they did, they held it off till recently. But it's just one of those things where like I don't understand what the problem is or like why they go this route, because it's like they could make so much more money just like I said before, was like, just sticking to their roots. Like, that would be so much better.
That's what I would love for them to do.
Now,
just stick to their roots.
Well, and the thing is, too, is that, like, we also have to understand that, it's like, for instance, like, this podcast could possibly not work. Like, let's say that there was, like, a fight between our families or something. There could be tension there. Well, no, but as an example, it's like, but the thing is that, there could be something happening behind the scenes that our viewers don't understand, but we do, and then production halts. So it's like one of those things where it's like, well, just make a game, and it's like, well, you don't understand. Like, Terry was a jackass. Like, so like, so it's so it's one of those things where like I could look at a situation like that and understand, like, okay, I could see why they probably wouldn't bring this back because the same people aren't in charge. Like, maybe there's bad blood between some things, but in the same way too, it's like,
well, with me too, like, there's a local band around us. It was called what was it? Not Two Wolves. They had a song called Two Wolves, I think. There was a local band around here, super popular. You still hear them on local alternative radio stations around here, like 88.9 around Ohio, where we are.
Right.
And
Northeast Ohio, right?
Yeah, northeastern Ohio, like just super local band, and everybody around here loved them. They broke up and never got with any other bands. They just broke up and went to Arby's, I guess. I don't know.
Right.
They had super good songs.
Right.
But they just disappeared. I hate it when brands do that. You know what I mean?
Because it's one of those things where it's like, you can look at bands like that or like My Chemical Romance and stuff, like, it's like they're obviously
what happened?
Yeah, and it's because it's like we don't care about what happened behind the scenes. We only care about the end product, and it's like, it's like I want one more of their records.
Same thing that happened
shelf.
to Stone Temple Pilots. We don't care. Like, we knew he had some problems, but we just cared about what album was coming out next. But and he was a performer, and that's what he did.
Yeah.
He was totally clear when he did that, but then after the fact, he was a total train wreck.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's I think that without making it overcomplicated. I think that, it's like when people just stick to their roots, that's always the best thing possible. I mean,
Right.
first find your roots, and then after that, like, stick to it.
Yeah,
Don't stray too far.
know what you are.
Yeah.
And then just stick to that.
Yeah, I'd say, and it's like I said,
Don't try to be something you're not. Nobody likes that.
No.
Nobody likes that.
It's like I said, it's unfortunate that, like, gameplay has turned into what it is, and, it's like there could be, so many better things, but, whereas, like, Battlefront 2 could have its issues and stuff, but it's like, dude, like, I don't know about you, but, like, I have not been as excited for games as I have been for what's coming out in the next couple of years. Like,
me neither.
Like, knowing the potential, like, and I say that because I'm not
Red Dead Redemption 2.
Like, dude,
I am
my God,
so
like, dude,
excited for that.
Like, the first, let me say this. I played through probably about 60% of the game. Granted, I was a teenager at that point. I was finishing high school and, like, all that stuff. So, like, and I left the state and stuff and worked on a campground and stuff. Like, I was pursuing different things at that point in my life. But the thing is that my stepdad told me about the ending of Red Dead Redemption.
Yeah.
And he was like,
I played it. I was there.
Dude, and he like, so like, I didn't even play it.
Blaze of glory,
and
man.
Dude, and like, in the fact, like, what that did to me without even playing it. I can't imagine the amount of hours that somebody put into a game like that. And then for the ending, like, if for anyone listening, if you know the ending of Red Dead Redemption, you know what we're talking about.
Yeah.
But it's like,
comment below if you shed a tear over that. If you shed a tear over the ending, I know all of you.
We can grow crops with all
really
of our
know
tears.
that all of you did. But then Red Dead Redemption 2's trailer came out.
Yeah.
New character, not related to the last one.
Yeah.
Same time period.
Yeah.
New graphics, new map, and it's massive.
And especially, like, dude, like, Rockstar has learned so much, especially with doing Grand Theft Auto 5, which was huge.
Oh, huge!
And
it's still going on today. They still have not released another one.
Yeah, and it's
been like 7 years? 8 years?
Well, Rockstar is the same company that made Grand Theft Auto, and they're making Red Dead Redemption. So it's like they know for a fact that they've got enough basically steam to blow off with Grand Theft Auto 5, and it's like, guess what? It gets better. We've got another open world that's going to have more mechanics, and ironically is in the past.
Yeah.
And it's like,
when
Red
Dead Redemption came out the first time, it was, this is Grand Theft Auto, but in the 1800s.
Right.
That's how they did it.
Yeah.
And it was awesome, dude. I mean, it was the best game ever. I wanted to be a cowboy. I wanted to be the outlaw with the bandana tied around his mouth.
Yeah. And the cool thing, like,
I wanted to ride a horse. I just wanted to be that guy.
And the game gave you the ability to be either the hero or the villain.
You could walk right into a brothel, in a bar, in a saloon, and do whatever. I mean, it's so awesome, and it was so interactive. And they have a second one coming out.
God,
I was so excited. I'm going to buy it.
And it's like, dude,
it still hasn't come out yet, but I'm going to buy it.
What really impresses me, and like, this is going to sound really weird, but it's like, to know that there are games out there that don't just drive on sex appeal. Because it's like one of those things where it's like, because like Grand Theft Auto, like the biggest thing was like, oh, you get to have sex with hookers.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like, so like, when
the car would rock when you guys get in the back seat. And Grand Theft Auto Vice City.
No, like, obviously,
San
I'm a guy, so it's like, well, hey, that's awesome. But in the same hand, too, it's one of those things where it's like, I look at a game like Watch Dogs, where like Watch Dogs didn't rely on those things. It was just badass. Like,
Watch Dogs was supposed to be. It was supposed to be the continuation of True Crime Streets of LA. It was supposed to be True Crime Streets of.
See, I never played that. So
San Francisco, wherever they were.
Okay.
Watch Dogs.
I didn't know.
No. Actually, I'm wrong, guys. Sleeping Dogs. Have you guys ever played that? Sleeping Dogs.
Never heard of that.
The continuation of True Crime Streets of LA. It was True Crime Streets of Tokyo, or Hong Kong, or wherever it was based. That's what that was supposed to be. Watch Dogs was basically to rival the Grand Theft Auto series.
Yeah, because it wasn't, from what I understand, Watch Dogs was
kind of better.
Well, no, it was, but it was
it was kind of better.
I'm not looking at anything online right now because I don't have a computer in front of me. But it was wasn't it Bungie that created Watch Dogs? It was a completely different
I knew
company.
It was completely new. The developer that came
Which
out
I mean,
with
the thing,
Watch
like, because people could say like, they stole mechanics and stuff from them and stuff, but the thing is that it's like any open world game is built around that kind of
and
like
sure,
mechanic.
the
like,
Grand Theft Auto 5, you could do more, like you could fly jets and whatever, and do
right,
more
and
things. But Watch Dogs was kind of more in depth with the story mode, and you can go deeper into the city itself.
Yeah. Yeah,
and that's what I liked about it.
Well, it's just to give you perspective. Now. Granted, I have not played Watch Dogs as consistently as like I should have. But
That's me. I fucking love it.
But the thing is that like even before, like I think it was like 2 or 3 years ago, like when I first was able to get my hands on it, I made a vow to not beat story mode before I completed all the side missions. So like, because it's like I kind of hate that where it's like I completed the game, but there's more.
Yeah,
like,
exactly. That's what I always did. Just don't do any. Like I like doing none of the side missions till I complete the story mode. Then because it's not just done. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Right. So I don't know. I think there's a lot of good. I think there's a lot of good that's coming out with gaming, but in the same hand too, like I said, like with Battlefront, I think that there could be a lot more that could be done. Than just giving the people the exit out to just, pick and choose and buy. But I don't know. But regardless, I think that we've made it to a really good point or a good stopping point for our Hangover
I just
podcast.
needed to get that off my chest, man.
So I mean, this is a good platform to talk about it on because we're gonna be able to get other people's ideas on it and stuff. And the cool thing about it too is that if we're completely wrong on something, we can find out. Oh, hey, it's actually better than we thought.
Yeah,
it's like
comment.
So let us know what you guys think.
Send us feedback. Send us an email if you need to.
Yeah, so email, private message, anything like that. So, but we love to hear from you guys. So we're gonna go ahead and close off the Hangover podcast. We'll talk to you guys later. And